What's going on, everybody? How are you doing today? This is going to be a video, as you can tell by the title. This is just my quick little 2 cents on what's been happening recently when it comes to YouTube. So I don't know if you guys heard, but recently there's been this big old thing going on where big YouTubers have been getting their videos demonetized by YouTube because either their tags or their titles or just whatever they're talking about in their video is breaking the guidelines of YouTube. Therefore, their videos aren't ad friendly and they're being demonetized. Now, personally, for me, obviously this doesn't affect me because I'm not some big gigantic YouTuber. I'm not making, hundreds of dollars on my videos. I'm not making any money at all. But even so, I still think this is a bad thing. YouTube has always been a place where creators can come, make their own content, say what they want to say, and people who agree with them will subscribe to that channel and will continue watching this person because they agree with the views and stuff that other people have. And that's why YouTube is so amazing, because so many different people from so many different walks of life can come in, make whatever content that they want, and have people, of course people are going to want to disagree with you, but you can also have people who agree with you. And demonetizing your videos is a form of censorship, because essentially YouTube is saying, well, because we don't think that what you're saying is okay, you're not going to make any money. For me, obviously that isn't going to affect me because I'm not making any money off of my videos at all. Any significant amount of money anyway. But for some big YouTubers, that's what they need to pay the bills. That's what they need to make sure that they don't go homeless. And I understand that, maybe some people don't want to hear certain issues, or, they don't want to hear bad words, but there are people who are perfectly fine with that, who agree with that. And one of the biggest issues in today's society is like being just completely oblivious and, not knowing what's going on in the world. Yeah, I understand that people don't want to hear what's going on in the world as far as, what's going on with ISIS, or what's going on in the Middle East, or, bombings that happen in Paris, or anything like that. Of course, nobody wants to hear it because it's bad, but it's something that people need to talk about. It's something that you can't just ignore and sweep under the rug. That's one of the biggest issues in today's society, is that it's going on, but people don't want to hear it. And if there's a creator out there on YouTube that's gonna talk about this, and it's going to inform their audience, whether it's a good topic or a bad topic, you shouldn't be able to censor that. And again, I understand this is YouTube's, this is their website, this is their rules, they have every measure, and they have every right to do what they're doing. But this should be a certain extent. I mean, if you're not physically or verbally harming anybody, if you're not sending any hate towards anybody, if you're not causing any issues, if all you're doing is just trying to inform people and trying to keep people entertained, if that means that you have to drop an F-bomb every now and then, that doesn't matter. And yeah, I mean, there are certain YouTubers out there who thrive and make their content interesting based off of, the profanity and stuff that they use. But instead of just YouTube simply demonetizing their video because they don't agree with it or anything, this should fall more on the people with the ads. Because every single time that this has happened, and every single video I've seen, from Phil DeFranco's video to Boogie's video to like just a whole bunch of YouTubers' videos, the biggest thing is because YouTube doesn't think or doesn't say that what they say in their video is advertiser friendly. If that's the case, then you should make it to where advertisers get to choose. YouTube shouldn't just be able to decide, okay, well, because that video doesn't fall in our guidelines, it won't be monetized. No, you should, if you're gonna do that, either A, make it to where you have to physically push that the button that says that only people who are the years of 18 or older can view that video, or make it to where the advertisers can choose. If advertisers don't have an issue with news being told and, you know, like the occasional profanity, but you're not attacking anybody or you're not doing any harm, then that should be available on the advertisers to say, no, we are perfectly fine with them having our ad on their video. If you think about it, the news outlets, okay, every single news channel that you watch or that you have seen, they talk about what's going on in the world, right? But you still have the commercials playing in between whenever they take a commercial break. So what would be the difference? The only difference, right, is that the networks are paying for the commercials. It doesn't necessarily mean that the advertisers agree with what they're saying, but the advertisers are putting it out there so that they can make money. And that should be applied to YouTube. If you are going to make a video about the news or just anything in general, as long as you aren't harming anybody, as long as you aren't going out of your way to attack somebody, if you're just sharing your opinion, that should be fine enough for you to monetize your videos, because just because that ad is on your video doesn't mean that you agree with it. It doesn't mean, you know, that T-Mobile agrees with whatever you're saying or whoever agrees with what you're saying. They're trying to make money just how you are. So YouTube shouldn't be able to take that away from you. If the advertisers want to advertise on your video, let them. But that's my 2 cents on the thing. Again, this doesn't really affect me because I don't really use curse words all that much. But in the future, if I did, I don't want to have to worry about toning myself down and not showing my audience the real person behind the camera. I want to be 100% realistic and with what I believe, and I don't want to have to worry about YouTube censoring me for that reason. So that's all I got to say on the subject. I hope you guys enjoyed or agreed with anything that I said. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and until the next one, I'll tell you guys, peace.